Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 14 of the Colin and Miles Show.
Hopefully we're going to be ramping up production of the Colin and Miles Show, and I hope you stay with us to enjoy it.
As you can see, our wall is still empty because
we can't find the pole that we found one pole that connects another set of curtains, but we can't find the pole that hangs the wedding quilt because it's a much longer pole, and I don't know where it is.
Yes, we can't find a bunch of stuff after we moved. It's somewhere, we just can't find it. Also, I am wearing my Picard Riker 2020 shirt, if you can see. I guess this will be a tradition every 4 years for election year, since 4 years ago I got the hoodie.
You know, me being a Voyager fan, I'd have to say that if they did a Janeway Chakotay 2020, I would not. I'm sorry, Chakotay heals that ticket.
What do you mean? He kills it. You mean like...
Like, he doesn't need one more item added to his portfolio. He's an archaeologist, he's an anthropologist, he's a zoologist, he's a botanist, he's a
scientist, basically.
No, scientists have, their specialties. This guy's just, everywhere. He doesn't need one more.
And he's a Maquis.
Yeah, and he's a Maquis.
Spoiler alert.
All right.
Okay, so, talking about Star Trek, let's segue into a show that we recently watched on Netflix, but by we, I mean Miles watched part of it, and I watched all of it.
So, the show is Space Force. It stars Steve Carell from The Office. Him and Greg Daniels, who actually created the United States Syndicate for The Office, teamed up on this show. And it's a interesting twist if, The Office and the military combined.
I want to welcome our newest four-star general, Mark Naird, formerly number 2 at the Air Force. POTUS wants complete space dominance. To that end, the president is creating a new branch, Space Force, which Mark will run.
What?
But they bring in some really decent characters. One specifically I enjoyed was the actor who plays George Ralphio in Parks and Rec plays a character in this show. I can't seem to recall the name, but he's not as stupid, but there are as stupid situations.
I think his name's Tony.
Maybe.
Because they always call him F. Tony. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
What did I tell you, huh?
The worst.
She's the worst in the world. John Ralphio, how are you?
Anyway, I was, reluctant to watch this show because, well, first I thought it was a movie, but then when I found out that it was actually a series, I was like, no, because that takes more commitment than a movie. And then he started watching it, and I'm like, fine, I'll watch it.
Just like the Tiger King.
No, I didn't sit down and watch all of that. But
Cut to Carol Baskin.
But then it got a little crazy, it got a little hazy, and the cops said there's something wrong here. Oh, here, kitty, kitty. Oh, mama's got some treats for you. Oh, here, kitty, kitty.
But I thought this show would have a lot of political jokes that would mean political jokes, and
They had one individual representing Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, which, you can't find as dumb a person to portray Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but they did an alright job.
yeah. I just, and they had political jokes, obviously, but they weren't,
They weren't too progressive.
Oh, yeah, and they didn't, Oh, I can't think of the word.
Beat a dead
now.
horse?
No, they didn't like divide people. They didn't.
Oh, it wasn't targeted
One-sided.
to divide one. Yeah, is
My blog post explains it better. I can't think of the word that I used in my blog
well, that's
post,
all right.
but-
Just link below.
Yes, link below to my review on Space Force. And people, like the reviews about it, said this is not The Office, but I thought it was a lot like The Office. There's like a Toby-esque character.
Yeah.
Steve Carell's character still acts like an idiot.
Yeah, is
The characters are likable.
yeah, definitely the characters are likable. Even F. Tony and even the Toby guy. You know, you feel a sense of, oh, poor guy.
And I finally know what that John Malkovich guy looks like.
John Malkovich.
There was a movie in the 90s, like
Yeah.
Being John Malkovich or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
I think I remember.
And I always like heard about that, and I'm like, I don't know who that guy is. And when I looked on the cast list, that was one of the characters.
Oh,
I'm
who
like,
played
that's
John
that's who
Malkovich.
that guy is. He is John Malkovich. No, like that is his name.
Oh.
That's him.
Oh, it's a little person? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's his.
All right. Well, other than Space Force, we are starting, or have started rather, Home Improvement.
Yes, I found it's on the channel called Up, and so I'm recording it because they were right at the beginning. So I'm
Which,
like,
by the
this
way,
is a perfect
is-
time.
Cox Communications gives us a lot more hours worth of recording than Xfinity, Comcast. Like, we got, what, 60 hours?
Yeah.
And now we have 1,000 hours?
Yeah, so we can record all of Home Improvement and watch it at a leisurely pace.
Yeah, but we also finished the last episodes chronologically for The Next Generation.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
We expect people to know that.
Yes, I know.
And so now we are, what, one episode away from Voyager?
I think 2 now.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the interim of having Deep Space Nine only for a few episodes.
7
episodes. In between the start of Voyager and the end of TNG is interesting because, one specific thing in the episode we watched today was how the Jem'Hadar are biologically engineered. And I thought that was incredibly interesting because they figured that out. I'd assume, in canon timeline, the prime timeline, is that it was at a point where Voyager was being planned, and they decided, well, actually the Jem'Hadar was discovered when Voyager was being planned, and they said, we need a, versatile, kick-ass ship. And so, thus, they came with Voyager, which packs a punch.
Yeah, the Intrepid
Yeah.
class.
Compliment 156.
And the nice thing, whenever we watched the last episode of TNG, I was not sad for like the first time ever when we watched it.
Yeah, just wait till we watch Nemesis.
So that was nice. No. Well, we still have to watch Picard
Yeah.
consecutively, so we can have one episode just about them.
Yeah.
That'll be later on. So,
Moving on,
hang on. Let me tell them.
I'm not telling you anything. I was going on to my own thing.
What?
What? Can I not have my own
I
thing?
didn't know. We have notes. What,
I-
are you going off script?
Yeah, sure. I'm
Okay.
going off script, guys. You may be asking yourself why I'm right here today. Looks like I'm going to be leading up a charge in Oklahoma, at least, to bring together various networks of advocacy for conservative ideas. Because what I found out during the campaign was that there is this disconnect with Republicans between issue and solution. There's a whole lot of complaining going on, but very minimal, solutions to the wide array of problems. That's not to say that the issue that individuals care most about, that they don't have a solution. It's to say that we're so hyper-focused on individual solutions that the issues get lost for the other things we're not hyper-focused on. And so there doesn't seem to be a cohesive way to maintain or bridge the gap continuously of issue and solution in Oklahoma. And so I'm working on something now that hopefully will bridge that gap and help conservative leaders moving forward be able to network and educate the masses.
Yes, and I just want to mention that he did not win his election that he was in.
That's all right.
But yeah, that's all right. We're not in campaign mode anymore, so that makes me a little happier.
Yeah, so, I can, take my shirt off and twirl it over my head. That's not relative to the campaign. Whenever I was holding a sign outside, vote for me today, last Tuesday, I had my shirt off and I was, woo!
You were? Really? I don't think so, because you would not have the weird tan line that you have.
Yeah, apparently, I get a real nice tan.
Yeah.
As if you can see that there. It's my watch impression.
So, back in December, when we were watching all of our Christmas movies...
Which, by the way, we're doing Christmas in July, and we're actively watching Christmas movies.
That's what I was telling them. You stole my thunder, so to speak.
Yeah, well,
So back in December, when we were watching all of our Christmas movies and celebrating Christmas, I said, why do we only have to do this once a year? I mean, obviously not the real holiday Christmas part. We know why that's once a year. But I said, I want to watch these movies in July so we can do it twice a year. And our birthdays are in July, so we still get presents. It works out. And so the other day, we kicked off our Christmas in July with the Disney Plus movie Noelle. You should watch it if you haven't. It's so cute. It's
an acceptable movie.
Well, I thought it was very cute the first time, and it was still cute the second time. And so yes, we're gonna be watching Christmas movies throughout July, and that's about all I have to say about that.
I'm going to
move on.
Cue this to a clip right now of exactly where that comes from.
I get up there, I'm going to be harder than a junkyard dog. I'm going to fight those Democrats until they just get damn tired of fighting with me. And we need more people like Judge Arpaio. Joe Arpaio is a past sheriff of Arizona. And we just need more tough leadership in Washington, and that's all I can say about that.
I love that man. He may have some just out there things to say, but as he put it, what was it he said? He said, Miles, you've got some brass balls. Which, on the back, so just to give a little context as to the debate, is the News 9 debate during the first question I'm answering, and one of the things I said was, if you want someone to go along to get along, vote for one of my opponents, but if you want someone to throw elbows and flip tables, vote for me. And in the middle, well, you just watch it. If you want someone to go along to get along, vote for one of my opponents. But if you want someone to go to Congress who isn't afraid to throw elbows and
if he thinks I'm going to go along and get along,
it's important that we. And I had to focus so hard not to lose my train of thought. And there was another moment, and, you know, it's just funny looking at it in hindsight, because, you know, you got to respect the guy for, you know, wanting to take part in this. And, I mean, you know, one comment he made, you know, because about my history, my living in a trailer, no running waters, and, you know, the electricity, you know, he made comment, and he was born in, what was it, 33 or 37?
33.
And, well, Miles, I had an outhouse.
So you're not the only one.
I love you, Tuffy, but, you know, not the same thing, you know, not the same expectations.
Maybe it was 37, because then you say he's 83, so it'd need to be...
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I thought he said 33, but maybe he just misspoke, or I misheard.
So, but you gotta respect him, because, yeah, he's been alive for 83 years, and he still wants to kick ass for America. Like, that is awesome. That right there is what I take from it. But there was just this moment where every single one of the candidates was visibly trying not to laugh, because it didn't just happen with him. It happened with Shelley Landon, one of the other candidates. And, well, here you are.
How do you feel about the administration's response? Is there anything you would do or would have done differently? And Mr. Pringle, we're going to start this question with you, and I remind you to unmute your microphone before you go. You have 60 seconds. Yeah, just remember to unmute your microphone. Mr. Pringle, it's your 60 seconds.
Okay.
There you go. You had it for a second.
So, you know, it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. Well, it matters where you're from, because you don't want to run for, you know, Congress in Kansas if you live in Texas, or, you know. But, you know, it's a lot of respect for all the candidates who showed up and decided to run. So, moving on.
Now we have a fun game to play with Miles. If you remember from the last episode, Miles played a game with me where I had to guess if music was current or from the 80s. So, one of our best viewers, our most frequent viewers, hi Mom, suggested this game to play with Miles, and I thought it was a good idea. So, I have found some clips on YouTube of 90s kids shows that I'm going to play for Miles, and then he's going to guess what they are. And I might have picked two easy ones, I'm not sure. I didn't want to pick overly hard stuff, because that wouldn't be fair either.
Come on, let's get this part.
Okay, fine, I know.
Lost his mind, went crazy on that day. Ran his train right off the tracks.
It's Nickelodeon.
Drove it straight.
I know.
Where's the engineer?
Oh my goodness! I freaking. Hey Arnold.
Did you see it up here?
No. Oh, it's up there.
Yeah. So I should not do that. Yeah. Don't. Well, how am I supposed to not do
No,
that?
I'm not looking at it. I can't. I can barely see that.
Oh.
There's a glare in here. So.
Okay, fine. You finally got it. Good job. Now I'll play the next one.
Donnie, we'll take care of the unicorns. You get to the mirror.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Who does what again?
Yes.
Powerpuff Girls. Is this what they...
I'm gonna turn it up to 11.
A unicorn with a freaking guitar shooting lightning. And oh my...
My baby.
Yeah, they're fighting.
Did you watch Powerpuff Girls?
No. My brother did.
Alright.
Maybe this one will be harder.
Welcome, Kyle.
Welcome, Tina. What's up?
Well, you could be up $5 if you could answer 3 questions correctly.
Intense.
All right.
Is this
Finish
slime?
this nursery rhyme. Mary had a little what? Was it A, lamb, B, dog, C, hamster,
Infection.
or D, infection?
Okay, let's see. Mary had a little radio.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
I
one
don't
of our
know.
4 choices.
It's the Amanda Show. Amanda Show.
Clearly, you watched this.
Yes, I watched that. It was better than all that.
All right. Anything else?
I have 2 more. I picked 5,
All right.
obviously. Okay.
She always wins. Besides, who wants to spend all their time inside playing computer games
What is
anyway?
this, Arthur?
Yes.
What? I just
Okay.
downloaded Virtual Goose.
One of my favorite shows.
Is the next one Wishbone?
No. But thank you for remembering.
Of course I remember Wishbone.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I better try these on before I say hi again.
Oh.
Check you later.
Someone's in here. Sorry.
Tamara, Tia and Tamara?
Well, that's their names. What's the show's name?
It'll go with everything.
How much
Sisters?
I can also wear it for school.
How much
Close.
No, you don't understand. You see,
I have no idea. What is it?
50% off that price.
Sister. You were close.
Well, whenever you show me that, I just think
That's
of
the
the
first
show
episode.
Martin.
Oh, yeah.
God, that's such a good show.
This is the first episode. It was pretty funny. I watched that little 4-minute thing. It was funny.
Of course you watched the whole format. I love you.
Okay, so good job. You got...
80. No, 60%.
No, you got 3 out of 4. And maybe like 3.75 out of 5. That's what I meant. Yeah, out of 5.
Okay.
You got all but the Amanda Show.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Boy, yeah, okay, so I never saw that. Well, I guess...
You mean you didn't see this clip where she's always like, knock, knock, who's there?
The KGB.
I'm going to hit you upside the head with a fish. I'm going to hit you upside the head with something.
I don't know.
I'll show you it later.
All right. Well, before we lose your attention, it was a pleasure being here with you, and hopefully we will have found the rod for the wedding quilt that her mother made us, and it will be up before next show. Other than that, I'm Miles.
I'm Colin.
See you next time.
Bye.